Now I've got this ongoing theory as a Honda Civic fan that ever since the 6th gen Honda Civic, the Honda Civic has always had this hype curse. You've got the Honda Civic 6th generation with the Civic SIR, which was amazing. Then came the Dimension, the 7th gen, which was okay. Then the FD Civic, oh my god. But it was followed through with the FB, which you haven't even heard anything about just yet. Then came the 10th gen, which, oh my god, blew everything out of the water. But I think in the 11th generation Honda Civic, it might have just been broken that curse. How's it going, guys? Roy Robles here from Zigwheels.Ph, and today we'll be looking at one of the hottest releases this year, the 11th gen Honda Civic. Starting with that front end, when I first saw the 11th gen Honda Civic in pictures, I thought, oh my god, the curse is at it again. But take a look at this in the metal and you'd probably be changing your mind. Check out the front end. They've let go of the Honda wing on the grille, instead showcase this huge Honda badge right in front of this slat grille in front. We also have this nice bulging hood on top. You got LED headlamps, which is slanted quite nicely and aggressively, including those DRLs. And in the top of the line RS trim, you also have LED fog lamps. Now, one thing that some people might find contentious, and if you're over obsessive compulsive, this RS badge seems to be out of place. It's offset to the left and isn't placed on the grille like usual RS badges are. Well, I like it. It kind of has that Honda oddity to it, but some guys might find that unappealing. If you think the front end looks great, wait till you check out the side profile in this baby. You mean, if you compare it to the previous Honda Civic, it's more of an evolution than a complete change actually. And some people might think, hey, they just copy pasted the design, but no. Even the C-pillar, this kink on the C-pillar right here, is sculpted quite differently, but it has that nice front end, continues over to the front. It kind of looks bulbous in a way, but it has this long hood and short deck that I think I really like. But the piece de resistance, guys, has got to be those 18-inch wheels with 235/40 R18 tires. And look at that. They look aftermarket, but they're definitely not. It seems like if you want to go to the aftermarket route, you might want to check out the lower trims, but on the RS trim, it's just perfect on this car. But another favorite part of mine, it totally removes any chrome bits on the side. No chrome on the windows, on the C-pillar, on the mags, nothing. You won't find any chrome on this one. It's totally stealth, totally tactical. Now, one thing I've noticed with Honda Civic 10th gen owners, especially with those with the RS trim, is that they usually have aftermarket tailpipe finishers whenever they have their cars. But in this one, Honda figured out, hey, these guys love their exhausts. Why not flaunt it to the guys you're leaving behind on the highway? I mean, check those tailpipe finishers at the bottom with dual exhausts. It just looks so meaty. I love it. Now, you also have, speaking of meaty, you also have this nice ducktail spoiler, which is decked in piano black. It gives it a nice color accent, especially that shark's fin antenna on top. It's also decked in piano black, which is nice. Now, the tail lamps in the previous generation Honda Civic, you remember on my previous review, check this out here, I called them crab claw tail lamps. This time they dialed it down just a little bit, giving it a more traditional look. It still has nice LED tail lamps in it, but overall, the rear might not be as garish as the front, but it's definitely not bad. I think Honda has definitely broken that Honda Civic curse. We just so happen to have a V variant of the Honda Civic right here, and it displays a little bit of spot difference. First, you got the exhaust. It doesn't have any exhaust finishers. You got the chrome on the windows, but of course, those wheels. You also don't have the ducktail spoiler, the blind spot camera, and of course, the smoked out headlamps. Right, so inside the 11th gen Honda Civic, well, Honda Civics have always been known about being ergonomic and properly well designed. and the 11 Gen is no exception. The first thing that's going to greet you is this huge cheese grater design right in the middle, which replaces actual air vents. So it has this nice unified cohesive design in the middle, but I bet that's going to be a hell of a detailed job you got right there. Now you got this nice huge AC cluster right here, which are all fully digitized, but at least they're able to retain these nice clicky knobs here, as you can hear it. So nice to hear. You also got a well-designed center console where you got your shifter, your drive mode select buttons, your electronic parking brake with automatic brake hold. All in all, it's a great interior feature. You got your 12 speaker Bose system on the top of the line RS trim with your 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but this time you also have wireless Apple CarPlay. Too bad we don't have an Apple device, but at least we can definitely charge it wirelessly. Yeah, it's nice here. Analog gauge clusters are now replaced with digital ones, and it gives you all the information that you need. And of course, you got your paddle shifters behind your leather wrapped steering wheel. It's a nice interior. It's nice to be in. The seats are well bolstered. They're made of leather with nice suede inserts. Speaking of leather, only the RS variant will get these leather amenities. So if you're into that Zigwheels life, just go ahead and get the RS trim. You probably can't see it in the daylight, but you also got mood lighting for the front passengers. You also got electronic power adjustable settings for the driver, but the front passenger only gets manual adjustment. All right, so you got space for days. I am sitting right in front of my natural driving position. As you guys know, I'm 5'10" and a half, but I still got lots of knee room, lots of leg room and feet room, and a lot of headroom as well. Unlike the previous Honda Civic, the 10th gen, which has a weird fastback design, this one actually has, it's not bad. I can actually fit myself here even if I were wearing a hat. It also has nice center armrest with cup holders. You don't have any charging ports for the rear passengers though, but everyone's favorite, especially for a tropical country like the Philippines, you've got rear AC vents. Nice. You can definitely fit 2.5 of me right in the rear. Let's go ahead and take this for a spin and let's see exactly how that 1.5 liter turbo VTEC runs. All right, so we're behind the wheel of the all-new Honda Civic. This is the RS trim, but unlike the previous model where the 1.5 liter turbo is only available in the top trim, this time it's available across the board. So is Honda Sensing, which we'll talk about later on. So driving impressions behind this car, well, the 1.5 liter turbo is a much improved engine as compared from the previous model. So first of all, it now has 5 extra horsepower. The previous one has 170, this one 175 horsepower and 20 extra newton meters of torque. So it got 240 newton meters of torque to play with. Suspension's also been improved. The front sway bars, for example, are now made of aluminum instead of steel, which gives it a lot more confidence in your drive. I know I've been talking about confidence in driving, and I've said it a lot about the previous generation on the Civic, but this one has absolutely less body roll, as you can see, than the previous model, which is amazing. I have no idea what the Honda engineers have done to this, but I'd say good job. Now it still runs on independent suspension all around, as it is with any Honda Civic out there. Give a Honda Civic rear torsion bar suspension and you'd hear an uproar with me right up front. This one, it's right there. So fans of the manual transmission, well, you're out of luck. The Civic, in the Philippines at least, hasn't had a manual transmission since the 9th gen. And yeah, if you want to get a manual, well, you know, the Type R is right there for a few more thousand, or should I say a few more million pesos more. I know you guys want to know about the fuel economy in the Civic, but unfortunately we're only able to drive this around a track here in the Honda's factory. So we'll check back with you next time. We got a great surprise for you next time. Well, if you're talking about safety, Honda Civics have always been there when it comes to safety features. They've got airbags, ABS, electronic brake force distribution, hill start assist, you know, the standard stuff, which I think should be in all cars these days. But this Honda Civic finally has Honda Sensing. And Honda Sensing is now available across the line. So even if you get the entry-level Honda Civic, it's no problem. You'll still be getting Honda Sensing, which is Honda's suite of active and passive safety features to keep you safe during your drive. So Honda Sensing includes adaptive cruise control, low speed following, lane collision mitigation braking, lane keep assist, road departure mitigation, lane departure warning, auto high beams, and lead car departure notification. That's a mouthful, guys. And I'd say if you've never tried out Honda Sensing before, and I'm sure you say, oh, I don't need all that, but once you've tried it, I gotta say, for a Honda Civic fan such as myself, the interior is it's pretty nice compared to the previous generation. It's gotten enough upgrades as much as the exterior because everything is just within reach. It's so responsive, it's so ergonomic, as every Honda should. If you want your cars to feel as if it were back in the 90s, where you feel like it would last, you feel like it's meant to be driven on the road every day, every single day, the Honda Civic just might be your jam. So there you have it, folks, the 11th gen Honda Civic. It's the Civic turned all the way to 11. It's bigger on the inside and on the outside, and it's just plain faster and more technologically advanced. Now, some people might think that the 10th gen Honda Civic is already the bee's knees, the highest the Civic can ever get, but Honda engineers have proven them wrong yet again, and I just think that this is the best Civic yet, without the Type R in the end. But what do you think? Do you think that this Honda Civic might be the one that you might be taking home? Drop us a comment in the comment section down below, and while you're at it, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and make sure that you hit that notification icon so that you're alerted whenever you upload a new video. It's Roy Robles from Zigwheels.Ph, and I'll see you guys next time.